Easy Part 2. Day after day, overtime winners. The United States of America. The men yesterday, 3-2 over Sweden about an hour and some change ago, maybe a little bit more than that. The women's team, a 2-1 victory over Canada. They win the gold medal. And what a cool event that was. If you had an opportunity to check it out, that's great. If not, it's viral. You'll be able to find it. I know a lot of folks out there have been taking happy hour at around 3:10. That was yesterday. That was today. Guess what? It continues tomorrow. Slovakia, a 3 seed, will take on the 2nd seeded United States of America to try to win that. And then the figuring is it's going to be Canada that they will face to go for the gold medal. What a game this was. The United States had only allowed 1 goal all tournament, the entire Olympics. Okay, Kristen O'Neill, a 4th liner for Canada. 4th liners, if you don't know, it's usually like 18 minutes, 17 minutes, 16 minutes, top 3 lines, something around that. Basically the same. Maybe a little bit more with your 1st liner, particularly when you get to power play type of situations. But 4th liners are supposed to be scrappy. Back in the day, maybe you had a goon on there. I'm talking about men's, someone who would drop the gloves and fight. Today, it's a little bit more electrifying, where all 4 lines in the National Hockey League, they can skate, and they're a checking line. They're supposed to provide a little bit of a motivation and a spark for any team. Well, Kristen O'Neill lit the lamp, and she did so shorthanded. Just incredible to put Canada up in the 2nd period. Then it was Hillary Knight, 36 years young, her 5th Olympics. She's the all-time leading scorer and most total points in the history of the United States, men's or women's. She was able to do that, the deflected shot, and Hillary Knight, the blast, and, being on the receiving end of it to tie things at 1 apiece in the 3rd period. And then, of course, and that was deep into the 3rd. All right. And then, with what? Just a couple of minutes remaining. Megan Keller with the game winner. And this will now live historically for hockey fans, for Olympics fans, for anyone else concerned. Her move on their side of the blue line to be able to control the puck through a defenseman who did, I thought, a really good job defending what she is supposed to do. It was just Gretzky-like. It was McDavid-like. It was Guy Lafleur-like. I mean, it was insane. And I think I just mentioned 3 Canadians. I guess I should come up with a United States guy. How about Brett Hull? How about, let's go with Bobby Carpenter for crying out loud. I don't know. I mean, there actually are pretty good members of the United States hockey team. We saw it yesterday with Quinn Hughes, brother Jack Hughes. Quinn Hughes, the winner, both Kachucks on the United States. Of course, Daddy and Granddaddy are from Canada. All right. You can go way back to the days of Walter Tkachuk. Wasn't he on that same New York Islanders line of Steve Vickers and Rod Gilbert? Or maybe it was Pete Stemkowski? Not sure. Brad Park on defense. Eddie Jockman. Remember Eddie Jockman with no face mask? What a sicko. The guy would take on slap shots. He didn't need a mask. And that's how, is Sidney Crosby going to play? Of course Sidney Crosby's going to play tomorrow. If he can walk to the arena, he'll play. This ain't football where you sit out. This ain't baseball where if you get a bump, you're in bubble wrap for a period of 60 days, right? I mean, these hockey guys, they're wired differently, okay? They're tough men. Shoot me up, give me a 6-pack of bats, and let's get out there. Let's try to win. But her move, I thought getting through the defense was about as good as anything I can remember. And then again, fairly routine goal, 5-hole, but in that situation, to be able to do that. And I went back and watched the replay like 30 times. I got great eyes, Shmunez vision eyes. I still can't tell if that puck was bouncing at all or if it was flat by the time her stick was able to pick it up, make contact, and eventually lead to the game-winning goal. So this is a great moment for us here in the United States, an unbelievable moment for the women's hockey team. Congratulations. They get the gold. And you know what's going on right now? I'll tell you exactly what's going on right now. I even said it again. I think it was yesterday's program. Might have been Tuesday's program. I stopped about a decade ago. I tried forever to promote the game of hockey, to create a little bit of interest in this game locally, right? And there was a time where I guess I was, frustrated that people didn't pick up on it. It's so easy to say, I don't know the game. I don't understand the game. I don't watch the game. I've just never been able to figure out why people don't like hockey. It's physical. It's fast. It's up and down, back and forth, whatever. And it hits so many parts of the country. It's just around here, it's been an acquired taste. So I promised myself about 10 years ago, I said, that's it, stop. And I did. I will never try to promote hockey again. Every once in a while, talk hockey, but I'm not going to waste my time telling you that you should watch it. You know what it is? This is almost like, let's go back years. Let's go back when we were running and ripping, when we thought we had game, but we really didn't. And you tried to pick up the hot chick, and she was totally out of your league, and you gave her the rehearsed lines. Do you folks still do that when you pick up and send a text? I mean, do you send a reviewed line or not? I don't know, but you go after it every different way with no success. And then you stop. You just ignore her. And all of a sudden, she takes a 180, like, where'd he come from? What have I been missing? He's a bad boy. Chicks love bad boys, right? This is exactly the way you are reacting to hockey. I'm hearing from all of you, social media this, social media that. I stopped trying to promote the sport, and now people are coming to me telling me how great the game is. This is wonderful. And I also think it sends us a huge lesson. Don't try too hard to force something. Maybe going the other way. Oh, wait a minute. JJ, you're telling me there was a hockey game today? You told me the USA actually played for the gold medal today and won it in overtime, 2-1? I didn't even know they were playing. I mean, you got to be kidding me. And there you have it. So I love it. And maybe it's just that. But for those who are in, whether it's today, tomorrow, or yesterday, I mean, you get 3 great days of this. And then hopefully over the weekend, the United States will play Canada. We'll see what ends up happening. Hey, you can't look ahead. We can. We always do. Particularly in college football and things like that. You don't really look ahead all that much in the NFL, but you do in the college game. They're not looking ahead. That's what's most important. But it's the setting up for what could be just out of this world. I think bigger, well, no, nothing will ever be bigger than 1980, but this is live. Right? I mean, back then in 1980, especially when they beat the Russians, it was on 6, 7, 8 hour tape delay. Even though it was hard to get information then, you basically had to listen to AM radio or put it on a local station and grab the news to get it. For the most part, that was it. I mean, you didn't have a phone. It wasn't in the newspaper, obviously. And this is going to be a situation where it'll be in real time, regardless of what does happen. But hopefully tomorrow, 3:10, they get through Slovakia, and then that'll set things up for the weekend. Should be pretty good. I mentioned Sidney Crosby, by the way. Came out earlier today that, you're really going to have to harness him down in order for him not to try to play. This means an awful lot to these players, both in the United States and in Canada. You just hope the injuries don't continue to pile up, because I could see that being a concern with the next Winter Olympic Games. Remember, they had gone, 12 years without playing the professionals, playing National Hockey League players in the Olympics, or just, in general, which I know hockey fans are certainly aware of. Okay. We got a lot scheduled tonight. We're going to check in first round coverage, Riviera. We'll give you the very latest there. At last look, Rory McIlroy now going on a little bit of a tear. He has a one-stroke lead over Colin Morikawa, who won a week ago. It was the first time since midway through 2023 that Colin Morikawa had actually won. But, starting to wrap things up on the West Coast and get ready to take the turn and head here to the great state of Florida, including 3 weeks from today will be the Players' Championship. It's incredible. It's here. I mean, it's like, people are like, this, that. There's nothing going on. I mean, you kidding me? What an unbelievable time this has been for sports fans. And the Olympics has really been, to me, an added treat. I didn't give a lot of thought about the Olympic Games heading into it a couple of weeks ago. Not sure why. I mean, growing up, the Olympics were huge, but it just seems like it's kind of fallen on the wayside. I'll tell you, admittedly, I've always liked the Winter Olympics more than the Summer Olympics, but, I will say that this year's games has gotten me more than I expected, and that's a really good thing. But between that, the NBA cranking up, the NHL getting ready to crank up next week, conference basketball, which is going on. Next week is the Combine, which we all believe the Jaguars are not going to be a part of, which still, when you say it, it's really bizarre. I mean, it just is. But that's what Les Snead did. That's what the Rams have done. The Rams have won a Super Bowl. The Rams are right now with Seattle, and the Seahawks are the odds-on favorite to win the Super Bowl again next year. Okay, so we don't know for sure, but I'm under the belief that James Gladstone and company is not going to set up shop in Indianapolis for the NFL Combine. It's going to be a huge topic. It's going to be something we're going to get into, but still, it's not going to eliminate you. It's not going to eliminate me from watching it, talking about it, bringing on guests to give you the very latest as to what's happening this year as far as the NFL draft. I think we're now about, 62, 63 days away from the NFL draft. And then when you get done with the Combine, it's like, look at this. You're in the month of March. You got St. Patrick's Day. You got the league year beginning on March 11th with the tampering period on March 9th. And again, those NFL report cards have to be in. They have to be discussed, right, internally. And don't worry about anything leaking. There's only 2,000 plus people who are going to have all of the results of the report cards. I don't think any of that will get out. I don't think one of more than 2,000 people will possibly allow that to slip. It's going to be a bloodbath when this comes out. And frankly, the owners deserve it. I mean, with their greed and their arrogance, I'm kind of glad. And listen, when I say that, and I'm not doing this to defend myself. It's not like I'm pointing out Shad Khan. By the way, Shad Khan deserves a tremendous amount of applause today. Look what's going on in Chicago. Are you going to call the Bears the Indiana Bears? Do we really believe that that's going to happen? I remember when New England was about as close as you can get to moving to Providence, Rhode Island. Remember that like it was yesterday. I think this is nothing more than just that. But Bears fans have to be going crazy with this particular announcement. So anyway, a lot going on right now, a lot going on ahead of us, including free agency right around the corner. So it is an honor to have you with us. All right, tonight's show brought to you by Shmunez Vision. As I said, I got the 2020. I kept rewinding that game-winning goal. I just couldn't get a good look at it. Maybe you did. Shmunez Vision, regardless of what is going on with you, they are there, whether it's a want, like laser eye surgery. 2020 for the rest of your life. Imagine that. Never looking for your contacts, never trying to, or looking for your readers or falling asleep in your contacts. Maybe you think there's something wrong. You can notice right now if you're driving home, if the lights are too bright or something just feels off, it may be a cataract issue. Like everything else, if you get on it early enough, surgery may not be needed. There could be a simple remedy for you. If it is surgery, well, guess what? You got more than 37 years worth of experience with Dr. Neo Shmunez, Dr. Catherine Shmunez, as well as Dr. John Hunt. Check them out online, Shmunez Vision. You can also go to Instagram and get all the testimonials at Shmunez Vision. Let's go. Let's get things started. It's a Thursday edition. This is Into the Night.
Step into the 1010XL Hall of Sports.
Huh? One word. Awesome. This room is awesome.
1010XL, where sports come to life.
Hey, this is Tom McManus. If you get injured out there, there's only one number to call. Pound Law, that's all. Slip and fall, car wreck, wrongful death. It doesn't matter. Morgan & Morgan handles it all. They're the largest in the country. 100 offices, over 1,000 attorneys. $20 billion recovered for 500,000 clients. That's the kind of team I want. If you get hurt from someone else's wrongdoing, check out Morgan & Morgan. ForThePeople.com.
The Purple Heart isn't just a name. It represents service, discipline, and earning trust. At Purple Heart Pools, that standard shows up most in pool renovations. If your pool is outdated or worn down, now's the time to upgrade. So when summer arrives, your pool is ready. From new finishes and tile to decking, lighting, and full transformations, every upgrade is handled with precision and attention to detail. Purple Heart Pools. Pool renovations done right.
Get a healthy start in 2026. The Florida Department of Health in Duval County is here to help you get healthy and stay healthy all year long. Our dedicated team is committed to providing high-quality care and trusted public health services for our community. Our mission is simple: to protect, promote, and improve the health of you and your family. Learn more about our programs and services by visiting duval.floridahealth.gov.
The Road to March runs through Jacksonville. The 2026 Atlantic Sun Conference Men's and Women's Basketball Tournament is coming to VyStar Veterans Memorial Arena. Catch all 24 Division I basketball programs in action March 3rd through 9th. Reserve your seat today at asunsports.org/tickets. Jacksonville is the destination for ASUN basketball. Get your tickets to the 2026 Atlantic Sun Conference Men's and Women's Basketball Tournament today. asunsports.org/tickets.
This is the home of the Florida Gators. Get your Gators hoops on 1010XL. Brought to you by the personal injury attorneys of Farah and Farah, Randy Marion Cadillac of Jacksonville, and Renewal by Anderson Custom Windows and Doors.
It's game day. Are your moderate to severe Crohn's disease or ulcerative colitis symptoms keeping you from the action? Skyrizi, risankizumab Riza, could help you get back to the game. Skyrizi is proven to help people feel significant symptom relief, achieve remission, and visibly improve damage of the intestinal lining. Skyrizi is a prescription injection medicine for adults. Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions, increased infections, or lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, get checked for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor about any flu-like symptoms or vaccines. Liver problems leading to hospitalization may occur when treated for Crohn's or ulcerative colitis.
Control is everything to me.
Ask your doctor about Skyrizi, the #1 prescribed biologic in Crohn's and ulcerative colitis combined. Learn more at skyrizi.com or 1-866-SKYRIZI.
Let's talk about the sound no homeowner wants to hear. Drip, drip, drip. Still dripping. That's exactly why Duck Duck Rooter created the Love Your Pipes promotion. Plumbing problems don't scare us. Not with years of experience and honest upfront pricing on our side. Right now, you can get free plumbing assessment on all fixtures with any paid plumbing service. It's the smart move to fix the issue now before it becomes bigger. So when you're stuck, call the Duck, 904-862-6769, duckduckrooter.com.
It's Cancer Prevention Month, and Ackerman Urology reminds you to stay ahead of prostate, bladder, and kidney health. Get a yearly checkup, ask about a screening, and make self-checks a habit. To make an appointment at one of 4 locations, visit ackermanurology.com.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Focused, fueled, fearless, Farah. Into the Night with Rick Ballou on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
All right, with you tonight till 8 o'clock. A little bit of golf talk coming up in about, 16, 17 minutes. You want to celebrate today's victory by the United States women's hockey team? You can. They won the gold. If you missed it, it was electrifying. You'll get that opportunity to catch it. I know it's viral. But a very cool victory there for them. The United States men's team back at it tomorrow, 3:10 against Slovakia. All right, they're a 3 seed. The United States a 2 seed. Of course, Canada, the 1 seed. Getting a lot of stuff on hockey. I may have made a mistake here. JJ, when's the last time when you produced this show I made a mistake? Was it back in like 2018?
I don't think you made one the entire time of me working on the show.
How are you, man? You look like you
I'm
got
great.
your ears lowered.
What does that mean?
You got a haircut.
Oh, yes. Sorry about that. Yeah, I got a haircut.
Yeah.
My life is completely different from when I used to work on this show, bro.
Have you announced everything that's going on?
Got
All
a
right.
baby on the way.
Wow.
July.
Man.
Daughter.
Spectacular.
I'm ready. I'm excited.
You're going to have so much fun.
I know.
No sleep, which will have no effect on your personality, no effect on your attitude here. Coming in with about
I'm sure.
45 minutes worth of sleep.
Luckily, I don't work the drill.
But I was talking with
Well,
Hacker about it yesterday. You know, he's a little one now, and I was like, man, just enjoy those days because before you know it, they're like my daughters where they're out of the house and, you know,
I
it's
mean,
great to talk with them and everything.
already. Hack's kid is, when you see him around here, he's like 10. He's huge. He's talking. It's
Yeah,
crazy.
It is. Having kids is the best, and just watching them grow is spectacular. No doubt about that. But I think I said the Islanders when I mentioned Walt Tkachuk. I mentioned 6 of his teammates. Of course, he was with the New York Rangers. Someone also goes here to 0976 and says, speaking of Brett Hull, him and Rook Robitaille were both drafted after Tom Glavine in the same NHL draft. Glavine was selected in the 3rd round. Glavine's 2 years older than me. I played baseball against him. I never faced him. He was a left-handed shortstop when we played Bill Ricca, but he was a great hockey player. He was a 3rd-round pick by the LA Kings.
Was he a forward?
He was.
Okay, so
Yeah.
lefty, I'm assuming.
Mm-hmm.
And
I
would say
honestly don't
things worked
remember.
out for him.
Yeah, I think he's okay. I don't remember which way he shot.
He had to have been.
Yeah. Well, I'm a
'Cause
lefty.
I think he hit lefty as well, though.
I'm a lefty, and I shoot a hockey puck righty.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
But
I
yeah,
always heard that about Glavine. I thought that was crazy. It doesn't seem like a sport that would be, across. I guess if you're like a fielding player and a hitter, I would expect it more. But just like the pitcher that he was, he didn't throw hard. He was a crafty lefty. Like thinking about him being a hockey player is hilarious to me.
I interviewed him in Chicago when he signed with the Mets, and I was like, Tom, I don't even remember this, but we faced one on the way back when. I was like, you grew up when I grew up. How could you not have been a huge Red Sox fan? You played for the Braves. You went to the Mets. How did you ever consider going back and, being a Met? And he's, as a left-handed pitcher, that short porch in left field.
You're
Nah.
going to get crushed.
No, he's like, nah.
My career
I'm
would have been
good.
completely different. Yeah.
But anyway, that was a long time ago. All right, tonight's show is brought to you by the good folks over at Alexander Law Practice. And JJ's in tonight because, unfortunately, there's been an accident here at the radio station. I don't want to say anything else about this until we get more details. But there's a lot of bad driving that is going on, a ton of it, okay? And so much of this you cannot control. Most of these accidents occur when you're the victim and that there was careless driving on the other side, especially with everyone now driving with cell phones. Well, this is huge at the Alexander Law Practice because we'll all agree upon this. Money is worth so much. There's only a few things in life that are more important than money. One of those is health. You want your health, okay? If you have been beaten up in a car accident personally, you're injured, okay? You need to see a physical therapist. You need to see a doctor. Your car may be totaled. You need to contact the good folks at the Alexander Law Practice. For starters, no money out of your pocket, okay? Listen, no retainer fee, no consultation fee, free phone call, free sit down. You are never out of pocket. So don't be intimidated by calling or reaching them thinking, oh, they're going to charge. No, they're not going to charge you anything, okay? Things will be settled at the very end, and hopefully it's very prosperous for you. That's the goal of Rick Alexander and his law staff. It's why they take on so few, because they get involved personally with every single one that they represent. Rick does himself, and he's been doing this for more than 30 years. You need to take advantage of this. 400, 6,600, but better yet, just go to Alexander Law Practice. Get all the details there. Reach them. And again, I hope you don't have to, because I hope you haven't been injured. But if that's the case for you, someone in your family or a good friend or what have you, colleague, make sure you take advantage of that at alexanderlawpractice.com. All right. Bears to Indiana? Really? Hey, the Giants play in New Jersey. The Jets play in New Jersey. The Lions play in Pontiac, Michigan. What's the team in D.C. this week? Do we know?
Yeah, the Washington Commanders.
Thank you.
Now.
Remember they played forever? Landover, Maryland.
Of course.
Right? Is it a big deal? Of course it's a big deal. It's an enormous deal in Chicago. I spent 7 years there, and I was, out by when I first got to Chicago, I lived where Tom McManus grew up at Buffalo Grove. He played at Buffalo Grove High School, and I lived right there in that area of Wheeling, which is really nice. It's a nice part of the suburbs of Chicago, and I rented an apartment then. When I became a first-time home owner, went way out towards Gurnee, which has Six Flags, or did have Six Flags. Maybe they still do. But it was like 10 miles away from the Wisconsin border. Okay, so I was really into that whole Bears-Packers thing from the outside. I could care less about either one of the teams, if they won or if they lost. I don't hop on with second favorites, but this is big. And I just gave you some examples of other situations. This is different. And I remember when the Patriots were clearly number 4. Okay, it's always been a Red Sox town. I think the Bruins have always had a huge following. I'm sure you recognize that in some of the bars that you went. Did you go to a Celtics game or a Bruins game?
I didn't, but I went to the bars right outside of the arena.
More Bruins than Celtics.
Tons of stuff. Yeah.
It's a Bruins town. The Celtics are a little bit more white collar, if you will, where to me, Boston's always been a blue collar city. They love their Bruins. Patriots, way, 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 way down. Number 4. Okay? And they were ready to move to Providence, Rhode Island. And I remember being down here when I was working on the ball, when the first time I was in Jackson, when all these rumors came about and they were close to getting it done, and there were a lot of people back in Boston like, you got to be kidding me. Even though they play out in Foxborough, which is about 30 minutes outside of Boston, and pretty, when you travel, every time I traveled with the Jaguars, you actually stay in Providence, Rhode Island, to where Foxborough is located. It's faster to get there from from Providence, Rhode Island, than it actually is from the city of Boston. But this is different. And I think right now there's a lot of posturing that's going on. The Illinois House Committee meeting was canceled today, where they were supposed to really move forward in their discussion as far as city funding. Indiana stepped up. It's almost like they're somehow involved in this. I mean, do we really believe the Bears are going to move to the state of Indiana, or is it just a situation where things like this have to happen in order to put all of this, ahead of them? But with that, I couldn't stop thinking about Jacksonville. For starters, this may be the last time I ever mention it, hopefully, because it's gone. It's so far removed. But it was a huge period of time where you were so worried about losing this organization and this franchise. Can you imagine if a team like the Chicago Bears moved before the Jacksonville Jaguars? I mean, the Jason La Canforas of the world who came out and said, oh, you're going to lose that team. They're going to go to London. I mean, again, just for La Canfora, just throwing unsourced, wrong information out there. You do enough of it, something's going to eventually stick. I think this is a great day, just as a reminder as to what's going on around here. Yeah, they are building the stadium. Yeah, there's going to be some inconvenience over the next couple of years, including playing in Orlando in a year. But Shad Khan stuck to what he said, and that's great to know. And also, with Shad Khan, I'm sure he looks around and sees all this other stuff, and he's like, wow. I mean, here's the deal, too. If the Bears were to go to Indiana, which, again, I don't think will happen, it'll never happen as far as I'm concerned, I would totally expect Chicago to go get another franchise. I would. And where are they going to get that franchise? Are they going to add another team, a 33rd team, a 34th team? I don't know. I mean, nothing would surprise me in the NFL moving forward. For crying out loud, they played football, 5 days a week last year, including another year in which they did it during Christmas Day. I think they gave us 3 games. So just something to consider. And I know it's out of your control. It's out of my control. It's out there a little bit, but it's still a huge item to take a franchise like the Bears and say they're moving next door to Hammond, Indiana, which I've driven through a few times. Actually.
How far away is that from Chicago?
Man, I
like
want to
over
say
an hour, less than an hour.
Yes, I want to say it's more. I drove here when I moved because I was married at the time and we still had to sell the house. So they stayed back, my daughters and my ex-wife, probably an extra month to 6 weeks. I stayed with the late Godfather, Jimmy Kane, at his place. But I had to drive, and I remember barreling right through. Gary, Indiana is one of the scariest places that you can go. I had to get gas in Gary, Indiana. After being in Gary, Indiana, I can't believe I'm here. I can't believe I made it out of there.
I've heard only terrible things about Gary.
But
besides, I think the Jackson 5 is from there, maybe. But besides,
I think Hammond, Indiana, is where they have a bunch of casinos, if I remember correctly. I may be wrong, but nonetheless, not too far away. But boy, that was an awful drive. All right. Let's do this. Let's bring in Rick Shoemaker. Let's talk some golf, and then let's get you fully involved with the program. 2 ways you can join us. 641-1010 on the text line, brought to you by Lifetime Enclosures. Also on YouTube tonight, 1010XL into the night.
Fall in love with a new Chevy at Nimnick Chevrolet. Frank Frangie here. Right now, save up to 20% off a new Silverado or get financing rates as low as 1.9%. Unlike most dealerships, Nimnick Chevrolet has the largest inventory on the ground, ready for you to explore. And with their extensive selection, you're sure to find your perfect truck or SUV at Nimnick. Shop online 24/7 at nimnickchevy.com or visit the dealership at the corner of Park and Cassett. So who's got more new vehicles at the best prices? Nobody but Nimnick. Chevrolet, together let's drive.
And that concludes the Joe C. Jack of All Trades show. Tune in next week where I'll be installing my own French drain.
Joe, wake up, man.
Hey, John, I must have dozed off.
We finished those projects you started.
Whoa, my seamless gutters are actually seamless.
And they're connected into underground PVC drain lines.
And my sprinklers. Wow, look at that coverage.
Next time, just call me first, Joe.
I will, but I ain't singing that song.
Clearwater irrigation
and drainage too.
Jimerson Burr is a full-service, Florida-based commercial law firm that has experience and capabilities to handle any legal issue a business is confronted with. Learn more about what they can do for you at jimersonfirm.com.
Don't miss the Bari Breakdown with Dr. George Bari on XL Primetime Wednesdays around 1:35 for the latest in sports injuries from all the big names in the game. Who's MIA? Who's coming back? Dr. George Bari on XL Primetime Wednesdays at 1:35 on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
Hey, it's Travis from Cannons of Jacks. When you need a trailer hitch, gooseneck, or RV towing options, call us at Cannons. We've been doing it for 55 years, and customer service is our #1 priority. Visit cannonsofjacks.com.
First Coast Games is an annual team building challenge to introduce fun activities into the workplace and focus on your employees' health and wellness goals. These goals include some friendly competition, of course, including pickleball, cornhole, volleyball, flag football, and other team sports. The games will begin in March. Register your company and teams at fcymca.org.
The month for love is a perfect time to get your home organized. Hey, this is Lauren Brooks, and I love our closets from Closets by Design. They create custom storage systems designed around how you actually live, from closets and garages to entertainment centers, laundry rooms, and storage for any space and budget. With their brand new showroom now open, they have extended the offer of 40% off plus an extra 15% off, free installation, and 18-month special financing. Schedule your free consultation. Call 904-878-9393 or visit closetsbydesign.com.
Mortgage rates have dropped. They're expected to move lower. Home sales momentum is building. So now's the time to get your home ready to maximize your sales price. It's time to call Chad and Sandy, the proven experts to sell your home. Maybe you have concerns about putting your home on the market and getting it sold. Well, let me alleviate those for you. There's a real quick solution. Chad and Sandy guarantee your home sold or they will buy it. Call 414-6200 or go to chadandsandy.com. You'll find out for yourself. Chad and Sandy, the local real estate experts I trust and recommend with the sale of your home or mine. Using their proprietary Market Max system, Chad and Sandy guarantee your home sold at an agreed-upon price and deadline, or they will buy it. Anthony and Mary in Palmco said, we needed to sell our home to move closer to family, but low cash offers weren't cutting it. Since we'd only bought a year earlier, options felt limited, but not for Chad and Sandy. Call Chad and Sandy today, or log on to chadandsandy.com.
Hey Jacksonville, it's Fred Taylor. If you've been in an auto accident, you need a team who knows how to get you back on your feet and back to your life. At North Florida Medical Center, they don't just treat the injury, they treat the whole person, from physical therapy to pain management. North Florida Medical Center has a team of experts ready to help you heal and recover. I trust the team here at North Florida Medical Center, and you can too. So don't wait. Call North Florida Medical Center and get the care you deserve.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Still present, ready. Farah doesn't flinch. Here's another call on the 1010XL hotline, driven by Key Buick GMC, home of the lifetime powertrain warranty.
Well, I tell you what, the weather's been absolutely spectacular here the last couple of days locally. And heck, it may have been last week, but I was on the road in Arizona. But it's golf season as far as I'm concerned, locally as well as across the country. Let's bring in our golf analyst. Always a lot of fun to talk with Rick Shoemaker, who is the owner and operator over at Cimarron Golf Club. It is the wild one located right there on 210. Rick, how you been?
I'm awesome. We're just hanging out here enjoying this incredible weather. My gosh, it's February and what is it, 85 today? Unbelievable.
Yeah, I noticed in Arizona it got hot, but man, no humidity. And in the mountains, actually, one night we were out at Flagstaff, woke up, and there was snow on the ground. So that was pretty bizarre.
Yeah, unbelievable. And but that's what makes it. Look at the weather at Genesis, right?
Mm-hmm.
Coming down like crazy, 3-hour delay. So that's why we love Florida.
No doubt about it. And it is certainly right now is the time to play golf. First off, we can play golf 12 months a year, but right now it's certainly spectacular. All right, before we talk about Riviera first-round coverage today, let's step back. Colin Morikawa, a winner, for the first time since really the midway through the 2023 PGA Tour season. And what a leaderboard, what a contest with those four guys getting after it late on Sunday.
No, it was amazing. And, again, I think Scheffler is doing Tiger-like things, right? He, I'm being in the business. I'm running around with golf and running the business. But I find myself checking that leaderboard to see where Scheffler was. And every day he crept up, and all of a sudden there he is at, the 10th hole and making a move. And I'm in some dance competition in Orlando with my daughter, who I love. I love those dance competitions. But trying to watch the Scheffler coverage. And, again, unbelievable. And Morikawa, look, hats off to him. His putter was working, and he's got it going. So we'll see if he continues it through the tournament right now.
How How different is it? I know I've asked you this previously, but for those who maybe did not hear in years prior, obviously the hills, obviously the way the wind moves, and the way that the golf ball moves as well. When you are on the West Coast, when you're doing that swing, they've gone through Arizona and Phoenix, they've gone through Pebble, now today at Riviera, compared to getting here where it's flat. Still very windy, but then the addition of humidity once you move further throughout the course of the year. Just how different is it between West Coast golf and the Southern swing?
I think significant. It's the grasses, really. I think that's most significant around the greens. The weather today, again, I do think, watching McElroy make his move, they're much even more stickier, right? With that dampness, his wedges probably aren't as wild spinning, and it's probably favoring him right now. But the grasses are the extreme difference. I'm not sure the wind is. I just think the greens are smaller, but that grass on those greens, I mean, you've got to be very aggressive with the putter. And the firmer you are with the putter, the more opportunity there is for miscues in the stroke. So those guys that are putting well are going to do well out there.
Yeah. Is there a clear cut? And I know there is because I've asked them over the years, but to an average golfer like me, I can't even be. First off, I can't tell the difference between hitting a Pro V1 and a range ball. When you get on this different type of grass, just how significant, and again, is it for the best players in the world?
Oh, incredibly significant. I mean, those balls, the spin ratios of what they're doing to the golf ball when a club head strikes it at 130 miles an hour, 115, 120 with their irons and the spin rates means everything. And again, I just go back to, I don't want to pick on him, but McElroy does not control his wedges and speed. And that spin ratio is so imperative. So the golf ball is even more so. I think there was a story a long time ago, I'd have to look it up, but about Tiger changing balls at one time and what was happening and so forth. So it's imperative. I mean, but they all got the technology, the team in front of them to figure those things out in advance.
Round one of the PGA Tour in Riviera is well underway in California. Talking about it with our golf analyst, Rick Shoemaker of Cimarron Golf Club. All right, you mentioned Scotty Scheffler. And, Rick, this is something that we talk about all the time here and have for years with the Jaguars. They have notoriously started late offensively. 3 and outs, not scoring touchdowns. That improved this year with Liam Cohen, absolutely. But for Scotty Scheffler, it feels like if he can just do anything in the first round, second, third, fourth rounds, he's spectacular. So far today, again, +1 through 4, an early bogey. What do you make of his Thursday rounds compared to the rest of the week?
I don't know if it's, burnout, a little lackluster, mindset. I mean, my gosh, this gentleman, he's performing at the highest of levels right now. And there's got to be the ups and downs, right? And I was just looking, he's 1 over through 4. And I think there's got to be something to that. But it tells you about his fight and his abilities that he comes out of that day one and goes, that's not me. And he fights back and has been in contention the last 2 times. So I think, look, you're traveling. He's fighting hard for 3 days. He's exhausted. He travels, and he's there at the next event. And, psychologically, that's a lot to do.
Mm-hmm.
But I was surprised. I was surprised he played this week, to be honest. I mean, I'm like back to back to back to back. I'm like, it's tough. And that's the only thing I think is his balance and keeping that balance with his personal life and where he is mentally is the only thing that's going to stop him at the moment.
Let's wrap with this. There hasn't been a whole heck of a lot to cheer about lately for Florida State, but Charlie Woods signed to play in God's country. You played competitively from a young age all the way up. Can you even remotely imagine what the pressure is going to be like for Charlie Woods when he starts playing golf competitive? And he has, but now in college and then hopefully, the PGA Tour.
No, I can't. I mean, it's so unfair. I mean, they used to say that about Mr. Jack Nicklaus's sons, and it's rightfully so for Tiger's son, Charlie. I hope he finds his way and he can stay out of that shadow. This shadow is going to be there. I think it's just going to be his mental toughness. Now, his father, mental toughness, had it, and hopefully that sinks in and he can handle it. But to wish that on any athlete in the same sport, is awful tough. I I think this first year or two, hopefully he stays out on his own, and we'll see how he does at college level.
Mm-hmm.
And from there, if he's doing well, it wouldn't surprise me, right? If he jumps into the big leagues, as they would say. So,
Yeah.
But it's tough. I mean, I wouldn't wish that on any young athlete.
It's going to be pretty fun to watch him. No question about it. All right, Rick, give us the very latest. What's going on at the Wild One? That, of course, is Cimarron Golf Club right there on 210.
Well, we're continuing to make tweaks to the golf course. Again, we're getting into prime season, as you mentioned. There's not a better time. We're fast and furious coming out of the cold weather. The Wild One, by the way, we're talking a little fun thing for golfers and non-golfers. You're out here playing. We're just talking about the wild life. I mean, we literally have a full-grown bobcat roaming the grounds. We have video of it taking down its breakfast at 5 a.m. We have 20 wild turkeys running around. So it's literally the Wild One conservation out here. Golfers are having a great time off the course. We got our National Songwriter Series tomorrow. Only a few tickets left. Anthony Smith is coming in from Nashville. He's written hits for George Strait and so many others. And look, we're just trying to have a good time. Remember what's important in life.
Mm-hmm.
Enjoy every day. Enjoy the game of golf and what it brings to you. This sport does so much. And in 2 weeks, the residents, I hope, come out and support, as they always do, but we'll be flooded with visitors for the Players' Championship, which brings up, I'm not even sure, I think it's 10 or 12 million now to the market. So golf is an incredible sport, and everybody's enjoying it, and we at Cimarron Golf are just happy to be just a little part of that and what it does for people's lives.
Outstanding. Give it a try if you haven't in a little bit. I know that years ago things struggled there, but Rick has put incredible effort into it. And, boy, I absolutely love playing at Cimarron. Rick, always a lot of fun. We'll catch up soon.
Absolutely. Hey, thank you, Rick.
There he goes. Golf analyst Rick Shoemaker of Cimarron Golf Club on 210. Think Charlie Woods will have any trouble picking up ladies at Florida State?
I hope he's smarter than his dad was when it comes to that. By the way, he's also going to be playing with that kid from Jacksonville, the lefty.
Yeah.
Who's like a freak amateur. I can't think of his name.
Yeah, neither
right
can
now.
I. And I followed him about a year ago out of Palencia. Real good young golfer, the left-hander. But, yeah, all of a sudden golf and it's always, I can't think of things that would be too much cooler than being on a golf scholarship.
Miles Russell.
But can you imagine Charlie
Woo!
Woods?
Dude, the pressure on that kid on and off the course. I couldn't even imagine.
If he walks into a restaurant or something, he's people are going to pull out their cell phones. This guy,
he's got a recognizable face and his hair, and yeah. I feel bad for kids like that, man. But it's hard to feel bad for somebody that grew up with such a great life. They're taken care of and everything, but the pressure that's on that kid is unimaginable.
I said, walk into a restaurant and see him. I'm sure Charlie Woods is probably going to be a waiter and do some things like that during his off time to
make
make a little bit
on the side,
make a little bit of scratch. That's going to have to be the case
Bartender
there for Charlie
at the
Woods.
Palace.
All right, hey man, it's snowing right now at the Olympics. Love to see it come down. Like this. A lot of people complained about that snow football game during the playoffs. That was pretty cool to watch every once in a while.
I was one of those guys.
Yeah,
I just didn't like how it affected the actual. I like the aesthetic of it, but when we're getting 3 and out, I get annoyed by that.
Well, if the Bears, whether they go to Indiana or realistically they stay right there in the state of Illinois, I think you're going to start to see every single Midwest, East Coast stadiums that are retractable roofs.
Yeah. I've always been the guy that said, I think Aaron Rodgers, by being a Packer for so long, probably cost himself at least another ring.
Maybe.
Just because of all those outside playoff games, and it couldn't have helped. You have the best quarterback in the game for a couple of those years, and it just killed your offense. So, except for a place like Lambeau, I would expect to see the newest Bears place to have a retractable roof.
I think it's a fair question that if the tuck rule was not in place in the snow, would Tom Brady's career, because that first Super Bowl, he got hurt, didn't play in the AFC Championship game, right? They went back to Bledsoe. he didn't throw a touchdown pass in any one of his 10 Super Bowls.
He was the most
that he played
game
in.
manager of game managers.
In
for
the
those
first quarter.
one, yeah.
No touchdowns in 10 Super Bowls.
Crazy stat.
For Tom Brady. But, you would like to believe the talent would have taken over. But if his college teammate, Charles Woodson, sacks him, if there's no tuck rule, would he have been the quarterback to begin next year, or would they have gone back to Drew Bledsoe?
Right.
Yeah, it's
Sliding doors
amazing.
moment.
The snow may have changed the career of arguably the greatest player to ever play the game of pro football. Give that a thought. We got much more to do.
The jungle is a dangerous place for Colts, Texans, and Titans.
And the Jags are going to win. The Jags are going to win.
1010 XL. Home of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Hey Jacksonville, Don here, the big cheese at Taco Lou. Well, everyone knows my wife Debbie is the real cheese at the Lou. We just do what we're told. We aren't a sports bar at all, but we have the best selection of the finest tequilas that Mexico has to offer, and that makes any basketball game more fun to watch. So come into Taco Lou in Jacksonville Beach, where we love sports and we love tacos with our tequila. If you're looking for a crew to help with your fiestas at home or work, Taco Lou caters, bringing the tacos to you. Taco Lou in Jax Beach, where tacos and sports go hand in hand.
Ballou here for Smunez Vision. Why Smunez Vision? Well, I've been with Dr. Neil Smunez now since I got back to Jacksonville in 2006. 37 years of experience he has. Smunez Vision is a family organization that focuses on personal high-quality medical and surgical eye care. Dr. Catherine Smunez is fellowship trained in cornea and cataract surgery and all refractive surgery. Combined, that's 30 years plus in laser eye surgery. Visit SmunezVision.com today. Here you can see.
Been in a car crash? I'm local attorney Rick Alexander, and I've made it our mission at the Alexander Law Practice to listen to you so I can fight for the best possible result for you. I've been practicing over 30 years, and our team focuses on guiding you through the entire process. And because fees and reimbursement costs come out at the end of the case, I will never ask you to come out of pocket. For a free review, call 904-400-6600 or log on to alexanderlawpractice.com, Jacksonville.
Golf for a great cause. It's the UNF4 Scholarship Golf Classic, Friday, March 27th at Queens Harbor. Support the Swoop Impact Fund with a sponsorship or foursome. Contact jc.wegner@unf.edu.
If you're listening to 1010 and you're a parent, chances are your kids are playing sports. Check out i9sports.com with spring and summer registration open right now. In the gym or on the field, and now at Tocoi Creek High School and Westside Middle. Check it out, i9sports.com.
Are high-interest credit cards and other loans sucking the life out of your finances? It's time to say no more. Let Loan Pronto tap the equity on your home and get the cash you need now so you can pay it all off. Hey, it's Prosser here. Corey and Jack called Loan Pronto in a matter of days. They had $160,000. They kept their 3% mortgage intact, didn't even need an appraisal, and with all that cash, they wiped out all their credit cards and 2 car loans, saving $2,000 a month. You can do it too. LoanPronto.com, the rapid equity loan program, can get you $100,000, $200,000, even $500,000 in cash. Chloe and Ethan just did it. Consolidated all their high-interest debt into one super low monthly payment, giving them an extra $1,000 a month. Imagine, pay off all the credit cards, slash your monthly payments, breathe easier. Get your life back. Interest rates are at 3-year lows. Call Loan Pronto today, 904-999-1500. That's 904-999-1500. Or go to loanpronto.com. Equal housing lender, NMLS 1661781. Visit NMLSconsumeraccess.org.
Brian Wall here. Would you take your paycheck, go to the bank, cash it, and then simply throw it up in the air? I didn't think so. But in a way, over the years, that is exactly what you're doing if you have old or builder-grade windows in your home. Even if you have a brand new home, those windows are not the best windows you can have to save on your energy bills. Window World has sold millions of replacement windows to homeowners like you, and Window World's customer satisfaction is the highest in the business. Please check Window World out yourself and save on your new windows and on your energy bills. Compare with other companies and you'll see Window World is simply the best for less. It's up to you. You can call Window World and get a free estimate, get the best guarantee in the window replacement business, save money on your new windows, and save more on your energy bills. Call Window World today at 904-443-7001 or go online to windowworldneflorida.com. Thank you for your business.
Window World also offers energy-efficient doors.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. When it's game time, Farah doesn't flinch. Into the Night with Rick Ballou on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
All right, unfortunately, we've had a little bit of trouble getting us on Twitter. Let me give you a couple of options. You can always get us on 92.5, the app, and you can take that anywhere. I mean, whether you're in Illinois or Indiana or anywhere in between, which ain't much, but
YouTube as well.
YouTube, and look at some of the YouTubes are crazies. All right? I mean, it's a list that should grow. But you can watch us on YouTube by going to 1010XL Into the Night. CRS092 just said, and I quote, Charlie Wood should coach Florida State. Get Norvell the hell out of there.
My thought when I saw the Charlie news was like, well, are they going to be like asking Tiger for money now? Like, hey, we need some, because they are in debt. You got all the stadium renovation. You got the new player, whatever. And you got to pay this coach to go away. Tiger, we need a few mil.
Tiger's so good at just looking right at you and saying, no, not going to happen.
Look right through you.
Boy, I just pulled up Facebook. 2 years ago tonight, I saw you two at the Spear. Man, it's been 2 years. You got to be kidding me. And I went there because I want to ask you before you say goodbye. Aaron Williams will be coming in a little bit. Have you heard about Waymo yet?
Oh, the self-driving cars?
Yeah, they're all over the place in Arizona.
Okay.
All over
I've
Phoenix.
never seen one, but
Neither
I've
have I.
heard them.
Yeah, I guess they're in L.A. and Atlanta and a couple of other big cities, but
I don't know if I'm ready for that yet.
No,
I'll
mean,
give it a couple years to work out the kinks. It's like you don't want to go to a restaurant on their opening weekend, you know? I feel the same way.
But I had no clue. My GF's like, you see that? I'm like, yeah. She goes, that's a Waymo.
No one's driving.
No one's driving the car. I'm like, yeah, right. You know, that was my response. I was like, yeah. She's like, no, I'm serious. I'm like, what do you mean no one drives the car? And then all of a sudden, you look and you just see people in the back and you see this computerized
Creepy,
whatever.
man.
It's just mind-boggling.
Although
And-
I have been in some Ubers where I've thought, I'd probably be better off with the robot driving me right now.
So where are we going to be headed to a point in our life where you allow the car to completely drive for you, and if you've had cocktails, you ride shotgun. You don't even get behind the wheel. You put it all in the Waymo. You sit in the back seat, or you sit, and you know it messes with the brain. The other side of all of this is, you know, IA and everything we're talking about. It's going to take jobs.
IA.
This is going to
AI.
AI, yeah. This is going to take. There you go. That shows you how much I actually know. I'm old school. Hell, I still fax for crying out loud. But what is this going to do as far as gigs? What is this going to do as far as jobs? I mean, Uber's been incredibly convenient. I love it no matter where I go because I will not get behind the wheel if I am drinking. How many jobs is that going to take? And then I was told, because we had this conversation, that semi-trucks and things along those lines. I mean, this world moves on the trucking business.
Oh, absolutely.
You're going to put together a situation where you have Waymo semi-trucks?
And the way people drive on the interstate, you know, these truck drivers have to be so freaking careful. I couldn't imagine, like, you're rolling down the interstate at 80 miles an hour. You look over and there's no one in the driver's seat at this huge rig next to you. Scary times, man.
It is, and it shocked me.
I'm scared for my daughter.
It's pretty crazy. All right, so you work with me for 1 hour. I made two mistakes. I said Walt Kachuk played for the Islanders, not the Rangers, and I said IA instead of AI.
It's all right.
Listeners, you can crush me. Two ways to do it. 641-1010, text line brought to you by Lifetime Enclosures. Also on YouTube at 1010XL. Into the night. JJ, appreciate your help as always.
I love it.
All right, Aaron Williams joins me next. We got another hour and plenty to do right here on Into the Night.
Sports sounds better on radio.
I love it. I love it.
You get the most live sports on 1010XL.
Greenlaw Group is for the insured. If you think you have roof damage, call 904-302-7055 today, and they will schedule you a free roof inspection. Trust their law firm to help you fight your insurance when you need it. These storms can cause damage you may not even see yet. Call Greenlaw Group 302-7055. There's no cost to retain their law firm and no cost to have your roof inspected. They only get paid if you win. Greenlaw Group, for the insured.
This is Garrett Scantling, and I highly recommend Southeast Orthopedic Specialists for any orthopedic issue you have. I'm back to my Olympic training, and I feel great.
Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
My son had a meniscus surgery a couple years ago. Went smooth as silk, was playing tennis in 2 weeks. This is Patrick Malarkey, and I highly recommend Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
This date in sports history is brought to you by Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
On February 19, 2019, third baseman Manny Machado signed a 10-year, $300 million contract with the Padres, the largest free agent contract in American sports history.
Hello, First Coast. I'm sure by now you have seen our bright green GFL trucks and containers throughout the greater Jacksonville area. We're an industry leader in solid waste and would love the opportunity to earn your business. We're committed to customer service, reliability, and have an unwavering focus on safety. Whether commercial or construction, let us haul your waste away. Call 904-760-5880 to get a quote today from GFL, Green for Life.
Home of the Jaguars. WJXL AM Jacksonville Beach. WJXL FM Jacksonville Beach.
This is Frank Frangie. Over the past 11 years, the weight loss industry has seen it all. New medications, fad diets, sculpting. Yet Awaken 180 still stands alone as the proven solution for lasting weight loss. Results at awaken180weightloss.com.
Bro, have you heard about the hottest and newest sports league in town?
Vanguard Sports League isn't just VIP, it's the standard. Smoke-filled tunnel intros, cool benches with canopies, big scoreboards, championship rings, and convenient locations all across Jacksonville. Oh, and Mascot Potty's there hyping everyone up every game. No wonder it's the talk of the town. Spring and summer registration now open.
Search VanguardSportsLeague.com today.
Let's talk about the sound no homeowner wants to hear. Drip, drip, drip. Still dripping. That's exactly why Duck Duck Rooter created the Love Your Pipes promotion. Plumbing problems don't scare us. Not with years of experience and honest upfront pricing on our side. Right now, you can get free plumbing assessment on all fixtures with any paid plumbing service. It's the smart move to fix the issue now before it becomes bigger. So when you're stuck, call the Duck, 904-862-6769, duckduckrooter.com.
For nearly 60 years, Green Acres Sporting Goods at the corner of Normandy and Hammond Boulevard has been Jacksonville's trusted name for the outdoors. From archery to hunting and fishing and more, their expert staff helps you get it right the first time. Right now, stop in and try the newest bows by Hoyt and Matthews and get dialed in before spring. Gear up today at greenacresporting.com.
Mark Watson here to tell you a little bit about hardballcreative.com. It's your online promo haven with thousands of ideas on how to promote your company. We're open 24/7, 365.
Hardball Creative. Hardball does it all.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Focused, fueled, fearless, Farah. Into the Night with Rick Ballou on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
All right, it's good to have you back with us. Hour number 2. We roll tonight till 8. Tomorrow night, 6 to 8, then a weekend. But for a lot of you, it's been early happy hours. Yesterday, today, and tomorrow. It's all about hockey. And some incredible overtime victories today. The ladies, the women's hockey team wins the gold. They get it done in overtime. 2-1. Megan Keller. If you haven't seen it yet, you're going to be impressed. Again, the goal was cool, but relatively normal, okay? her move through the defenseman was spectacular. It just was. And again, 3-on-3, they do it for 20 minutes during the gold medal round. We saw yesterday a 10-minute 3-on-3 about halfway through. The United States men's team, one of the Hughes brothers, Quinn Hughes, was able to, with a wrist shot, pick the corner. And again, Slovakia tomorrow will take on the United States. That'll be at 3:10. They win that, Canada wins. Then you'll set up for the gold medal coming up over the weekend. The United States is an enormous favorite, like a 3-goal favorite right now. And my guess is not a lot of people know a lot about Slovakia in hockey, and I'd be one of them. But obviously, that particular wager has been majorly influenced on, I got to believe, just a tremendous amount of cash that has come in. Hillary Knight, 36 years of age. This is her 5th Olympics. She tied it up late in the third period, and she's the all-time leader in goals and total points, men's or women's, in the history of the Olympics. And she just picked up her 2nd gold medal. What's really fascinating about this is the United States in this tournament only allowed 1 goal. They allowed their 2nd goal today, and it happened shorthanded, okay? A shorthanded goal by Canada, a 4th liner, too. I mean, you say it that way, it's almost like a fluke. You know, the skating line, the checking line, a 4th line, which if you don't follow hockey, you typically play 3 lines. A 4th line's going to get like maybe, 1/5 of the playing time that the other 3 lines get. Usually your top line gets the most because typically your top line is also your power play line. Maybe you mix and match a little bit, but if you follow the NHL and you follow time on ice, TOI, and you look at first line, second line, third line, it's pretty even. And then there's a major drop-off when you get to the 4th line. And the 4th line is there to provide a spark. It's a blue-collar line. Yeah, back in the day, it used to be a goon line. Back in the day, that's where you would get your fights. And you don't see as much of that in today's way of hockey. Today, everyone's talented. All of these 4 lines can get after it. And, all of these 6 defensemen can get after it. But to get a 4th line shorthanded goal by Canada, and it looked like they were going to be able to walk away. But then again, Hillary Knight, the tie, and then the game winner there by Megan Keller. Pretty cool. Gold medal for the women. Congratulations. We'll see what the men can do. But some of you out there here in Duval and certainly throughout our country have taken total advantage of this. And at 3:10 Eastern, you're grinding your elbows into a bar. And whether it's a lager, an ale, whether it's cold filtered or heat pasteurized, whether it's beechwood aged or made in old Uncle Sully's prison toilet, you're going to have a hell of a good time. And that's what you've done. And that continues tomorrow on Friday. I'll watch. The difference between me and you is I'll actually be sober. So we have that is going on. 28-34 Ballou. I played golf in Japan and South Korea and had the auto self-driving golf carts. Some had the option of following the golfer when he walks to his ball. By the way, that was over 10 years ago. Yeah, we were talking about Waymo. Have you seen Waymo yet, Aaron Williams?
I have not. I don't know what that is.
It's a self-driving car.
Oh.
Posted on Twitter. I don't know if you saw it when I was in Arizona. My girlfriend told me about it. I was like, yeah, right. I literally said, yeah, right. And they're all over the place in Phoenix. And, they're replacing Uber. They're going to take jobs. I had a conversation in a bar. And I was drinking heavily at the time because I was on vacation. And again, I don't drive, but my GF doesn't. She doesn't drink. So I'll drive during the day and stuff like that. We move all over the place. And then once I start getting after it, I'll give me the keys. please, I'll drive. It's one of those type of deals. But apparently they're going to flip over to semi-trucks. They're going to start doing this. And I'm just like, man, you're taking away jobs. You're taking away jobs, and jobs. But, well, here's one right here. 3800 says, Rick, here in Austin, I'm guessing Austin, Texas, right? Here in Austin, I purposely walk in front of Waymos hoping they'll hit me. I do it at least once every other time I go out. Yeah, something like that's going to come up. But here's my guess to the 3800. They got to have cameras all over the place. If they're smart enough to put together cars that drive themselves, cars that pick up people like Uber does and drives themselves, they're going to have surveillance all over the place. I'm sure they sat down and said, all right, some people are going to try to beat the system here. They're going to dive in front of a car and then call a lawyer. Anyway, I guess they're in L.A., Atlanta, now Austin. First time I ever saw it blew me away. I mean, there's not a lot of things that just blow me away. Rosie O'Donnell eating a salad blows me away, okay? Seeing Waymo for the first time blew me away. Let's see here. 4644. Remember the truck that chased Dennis Weaver in Duel 1971 Spielberg movie? I don't. Never saw the driver. I don't. Help me. Was it, that's Spielberg. You talking about Stephen King? You talking about Christine? Wasn't that the psycho car? A car with an attitude? A car that was actually a serial killer? Stephen King's complaining about everything nowadays. Just write a good book, make a good movie. That's all we care about, right? Part of the fun of taxis and Uber is talking with the driver. Hell yeah, it is. Huge supporter of both. No doubt. Absolutely no doubt. I totally agree with that. I mean, I am thinking about seeing that serial killer thing next Friday night. There's a 10 o'clock show. Handcrafted cocktails. They're going to break down Ed Gein for me. They're going to break down Bundy. They're going to break down Dahmer. And I think it's the BTK killer. Anyway, they're coming to Jacksonville. It's all over the place on social media. It lasts for 90 minutes. It's like a theatrical performance where they're going to go in great detail on these serial killers, and they have handcrafted cocktails that go along with it. We should have a big party here. I'm giving them free plugs. I never do that. But my GF's not interested. She said she'll pick me up here at 8 o'clock. We'll probably grab a bite. Probably go to the Blue Crab House, right? We always have a good time there. Open till 9 o'clock again tonight. And she'll drop me, and then I'll get an Uber. Love Ubers. But I'm scared about this. I'm not one of those who really overreacts to anything. But I don't like seeing people lose their job. And people got to me today about Jason Lockenfora lost his radio job. Listen, that deal that I had with Jason Lockenfora was over the next day. He was wrong. He made crap up. Some people have reached me today. You happy Lockenfora lost his job? No, I don't want to see Lockenfora. I don't want to see anyone lose their job. I don't. But I don't want to see Ubers lose their job. And if you put semi-trucks out there now, I mean, our world moves based on trucks, truck drivers. I have the utmost respect for truck drivers. If you ever really, and I'm not Jimmy Hoffa here, okay? I'm not pounding the table for unions here. I'm not doing any of that. But if you ever really considered how things get on shelves, no matter where you are, maybe you're someone like me who can't go anywhere near a store because you'll break out in hives. Can't shop, can't go anywhere, just can't do it. Go to a convenience store. Semi-trucks are responsible for that, right? Even if they break it down to a smaller truck. Trucks keep our world moving. And you're going to take all those jobs away? and have Waymo do it. Never really have spent a lot of time listening to how AI is going to take away jobs. This one's got me here a little bit. When you start taking away these type of jobs, and I can't even imagine what other jobs that are going to start getting taken away. So hopefully that is not the case. 0981, yeah, Rick, these automated cars are going to take over. They're extremely safe. Uber is going to let go of a lot of workers. And that automated semi-truck news is very real. It's hard to wrap your head around it, but it's going to happen. It's already happening. Sad. It is. But the other side of it, maybe if I look at it realistically, it'll make the roads somewhat safer because it's brutal out there right now. It is, man. There's just such careless driving, such selfish driving. I mean, think about when we're more selfish. It's public transportation. Getting on, getting off a plane is always theatrical to me. I just love watching people, no matter what, regardless of how I travel. I like the long legs. Yeah, it's not first class, but you get the one with the long legs where you get the free cocktails, right? I don't know. My GF does all that stuff. I don't put together any of that. Okay, but watching people get off a plane or on a plane, like even if they're sitting way back, they'll stash their stuff on top in some early rows. So what does that mean? When the early row people arrive, they got to go to the middle of the plane to put their bags up. So you got people going both ways. But, I've always said that I love Duval. I think Jacksonville is really challenged as a city when it comes to maneuvering people from point A to point B. It's a very long town. It's spread out. It takes forever. I mean, you can't get anywhere in 20 minutes, right? It takes forever. But we flew in really, 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 really late from Arizona the other night. It was like no one at the airport. We get in. There's no one there. And still, it's like 30 minutes until they load up our bags. I'm like, what the hell's going on? Are they all smoking doobies? I mean, there's no one at the airport. So, we get them. I understand that things happen. Traveling's a grind. There's no one on the road. Except for one guy in the left lane going like 20 miles slower than he is or she is supposed to. So, again, it's a tough town to maneuver. If you go to 295, 9A, no one knows how to merge in this town. There's not a lot of traffic in Jacksonville. The stadium, I've been to every stadium in the NFL. I've been to all these big events. I know the construction's going on now, but Jacksonville's never been good about getting people to a game or out of a game. Again, very challenged. I don't think it's bad leadership. I don't think it's the lack of intelligence. I just think Duval has a problem when it comes from going to part 1 to part 2. It's as simple as that. We do not maneuver well. Maybe Waymo will change that at the expense, unfortunately, of a lot of jobs. It's something to consider. Maybe instead of Waymo, maybe that's what we got to do. Go to school for that, right? Find a way to get people in and out, in and out. I see it all over the place. I mean, we arrive in Phoenix, man, bags are ready. Big city, drive right through it. I mean, it's beautiful. It is. Get back here to Jayville. It's Jacksonville. I'm not complaining. If I did, it would have been the first thing I said when I returned. I'm just simply pointing out the obvious. We really do have an issue going from one spot to another. I think it's hilarious because I'm always on time. I'm never late. Okay, I leave early enough, but some of you may be just like freaking out. You have an appointment, and this comes up, and that comes up, and I wish you the very best. But don't give me traffic. There's no traffic in town. You want to see traffic? Go to L.A., go to Boston, go to Chicago, go to Atlanta, go through Orlando. That's traffic. Here, you just got a lot of irresponsible people. You got a lot of selfishness going on. When you got the girl looking at her phone, can you believe Wendy wore that to the party? I mean, and that's fine, but feel free to move over a lane. You don't have to do that in the left lane 15 miles per hour slower than what the speed limit is. Wendy wore that dress. We want to know what Wendy's wearing, but do it in the right lane. Okay? Fair? Are we fair here? Are we good? All right. Let's get back to some sports on the other side. We call this Into the Night.
Is there anybody here can tell me where happiness comes from? 1010XL. Anyone? All right. 1010XL.
Football's over, and it feels like a part of me died inside. This is Joe C. I know you know what that feels like, but have no fear. Revving your engines is here. The Daytona 500 is this Sunday. The fastest way to bet on the Great American Race is with the official sportsbook partner of the Daytona International Speedway, Hard Rock Bet. Don't miss out. Chase the checkered flag. Get to the winner's circle on Hard Rock Bet. Offered by the Seminole Tribe of Florida. Must be 21 plus and physically present in Florida to wager. Terms and conditions apply. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, call 1-833-PLAY-WISE.
When you're faced with damage in your home from water, fire, or mold, you need a team with the expertise to fix it right.
Pros.
A locally owned, nationally backed franchise that's here to help you when you need them. A team that does it right the first time.
Pros.
Remember, you don't have to use the insurance company's preferred contractors. Get it done right by a licensed professional you can trust. Call 904-201-9151 or go to RestoProsNEFlorida.com. That's RestoProsNEFlorida.com.
Pros.
Rookies, free agents, and trade talk.
The ability to see the future and react to it. Now that is what I do.
The off-season is a time to tune up the roster.
I'm all ears.
Follow the road to the regular season with AA Automotive and 1010XL.
The Purple Heart isn't just a name. It represents service, discipline, and earning trust. At Purple Heart Pools, that standard shows up most in pool renovations. If your pool is outdated or worn down, now's the time to upgrade. So when summer arrives, your pool is ready. From new finishes and tile to decking, lighting, and full transformations, every upgrade is handled with precision and attention to detail. Purple Heart Pools. Pool renovations done right.
Discover downtown Jacksonville's newest go-to spot. Pour Tap Room Jacksonville brings you 2 floors of over 80 self-pour craft beers, wines and cocktails, plus live sports, live music, and private event space. And right next door, Pizza Dynamo fires up made-to-order pizzas, slices and calzones packed with bold flavor. Pair a pint with a fresh pie at Pizza Dynamo and Pour Tap Room, downtown at Laura and Forsyth.
What Major League Baseball pitcher holds the record for most career no-hitters and over 5,000 strikeouts?
Just letting your homeowner's insurance renew each year may cost you money. Shop around and you may find a better plan. Let Southern Oak Insurance give you an option at southernoak.com.
Our family protecting yours. Southern Oak Insurance.
Nolan Ryan's 7 career no-hitters might be an unbreakable record, but his 5,714 strikeouts certainly is.
Southern Oak Insurance. Our family protecting yours.
At the First Coast YMCA, there's no place like this place, with programs and experiences that will bring your whole family together. Summer will be here before we know it, and Y Summer Day Camp registration is now open. Visit your local Y to secure your child's spot early for a season full of memories and adventure. Don't delay. Day camps will fill up. There's no place like this place, so visit your local Y to sign up or online at fcymca.org. Search Summer Day Camp.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Still, present, ready. Farah doesn't flinch. Into the Night with Rick Ballou on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
A little Phillips Highway stroll for you. Blast from the past. You know what I love about the Into the Night audience? Well, so many things. But for one, I have comment after comment after comment on Waymo, on merging and driving in this town, and not one of yous, we talk like a mob guy now, not one of yous said, hey, Ballou, stick to sports. That's pretty cool. Because we'll drift off here and there. We will. Unlike a Waymo. Or unlike, can you believe what Mary wore the other night in the left lane? Okay. Just be safe, people. That's why every time I do Alexander Law practice, I put in parentheses, I hope you never have to call. I don't want to see you get injured out there. But, you know, I mention things like this not as a complaint, but how do we get better? How do we improve? And when I start to see that this is going to take job after job after job after job, it's concerning to me. I could sit back and be like, yeah, I've had a hell of a life. I've done this for 35 years. Once this comes to an end, that's it. I'm out. Tap out, and it's been a great life. Okay, I'll continue my life. But I'm not wired that way. I have a lot of respect for the blue-collar worker, a ton of respect. And the trucking business is so overlooked, so underappreciated. All right, Uber's new, fairly. You know, replace taxis, but those are still people who work hard. And you get to snatch up their jobs. I don't know how it's going to work out cost-wise. I have no idea. As far as the merging, I'd love to have a conversation. Maybe we'll have a town hall meeting on it. How do you improve? Should we all be forced to go back and get a new driver's license, go through a driver's examination, learn how to freaking merge? A lot of you didn't grow up in a merge. I tell you what Arizona has a ton of. That's rotaries. I grew up with a few rotaries in Boston. One right by the Concord prison, which is a tough get around. Those people out there, they don't take any prisoners. People here are a little bit more subdued. I'll give you credit for that. A little bit slower. But Arizona, I mean, it's rotary after rotary after rotary. We even have any rotaries here in Jacksonville? I'm trying to. You got that crazy one out by 5 points a little bit. That's a little odd, but I don't know if I consider that a rotary. Can you think of one in the city?
I'll be showing talking about the phone, right?
No, I'm talking about driving. A rotary.
A roundabout?
Where you're from in Hartford, I'm sure they have them. And yeah, well, you can take different, 4 or 5 different routes in a rotary. The circle instead of a light.
Yeah, so around. I call it. I've known it as a roundabout. The rotary I'm thinking of is the phone.
Yeah,
that's what I was thinking.
Well, maybe it is a roundabout in these parts. I've always. Then again, where I come from, we don't call it a route. We call it a route.
Oh yeah,
you take Route 2,
Route 66.
But I don't think are there any around here? I don't think there are
roundabouts. Yeah, there are a couple of them, not a whole bunch of them, but there are a couple. There are a few.
Where the heck is one? I'm trying to think. I run Bayard at night. I run Phillips and Bayard. Not a lot of talent there, especially now with the construction. They're rebuilding that. You haven't been there yet. Wait about another month. They'll be landing planes in Bayard right there on Phillips Highway. The way that's grown. I had a 2.5-hour commute. Where's that? All right, 4644. Below the work problems that aren't enough young truck drivers. Entertain training too much workforce. They've been aging out. Really? I can see how that's tough on the family life, but I think it's a pretty good wage, right? You get to see a lot of different things. I'm sure it would be difficult. 5 points to tell me there's a rotary. Yeah, I mentioned that. Kind of. Not like your classic traditional one. 7293 AMN. Rick, I drive for my job all the time. I see all the morons in the roads, and I'm like you as well. I'm always leaving ahead of time. My whole philosophy is I'd rather be 30 minutes early than 1 minute late. So I'm always on time. Plus, I'm a native here in Jacksonville. I've driven all over the city for years to different jobs. I know the city like the back of my hand. We have no traffic, even if there's an accident on one of the expressways. As soon as I make it to the next exit, trust me, I'll find a way to get around. Yeah, we are lucky. There isn't a lot of traffic here. Not even close. to what it's like in other cities. And those who travel are aware of that. As far as being late, Tom Coughlin was the best. I remember one of the first times I got to sit down with Tom Coughlin. We were supposed to meet at 3 o'clock. I got there at 2:55, and I was late. 46-44. Rick, the problem here is, I don't know, I guess we already did that. My ass traffic this guy told me there's a bunch of traffic. Okay, well, then you haven't gotten out if you think there's a lot of traffic here. There's not. AI trucks will never figure out handling a busy distribution center to get loaded, unloaded. Yeah, well, yeah, I'm sure they're going to hire people for that. All right? I'm sure there's going to be advanced communication where everything comes in. But, you know, I worked in a warehouse one Christmas break back in the late 80s for about a 4 to 5 week period. And I know what it's like to box up material, label material, have a forklift come, place it on a truck, and, you know, papers that you have to fill. But again, that was in the late 80s. I have a slight feeling that it's probably changed since then. But you still would have to believe that there's going to be human interaction. Oh, yes, the one out in front of JU, no question. That's right by right in front of JU. And God, my sense of direction is just absolutely awful.
I had a listener call in, just tell me there's a rotary or a roundabout at Amelia Island Plantation and Oakleaf Plantation.
Yep. Okay. Been there, been lucky enough to play golf out there. No doubt about it. All right. By the way, is moron, the word moron, kind of like an impediment in golf? Kind of like getting loose in racing? I mean, you can talk racing, and if you're getting loose, that's good. If your wife's getting loose, that's not good. If you talk about a moron in general, that's really bad, right? If you talk about a moron on the road, isn't that a little bit endearing? Isn't that like, you know, instead of calling him something severe and a heck of a lot worse, I think moron's kind of a comfortable way to say, get the hell out of my way. Just looking at it like that. All right, let's bring in Rafael Esparza. Let's do that. You know, there's a couple of these gimmick fights that are going on. Well, is anyone going to take the underdog? Is anyone going to take Mike Tyson? I saw his odds are like just absolutely out of this world with everyone taking Mayweather. Certainly we'll get to him about the enormous amount of money that is being spent right now on the United States tomorrow against Slovakia. Again, if they win that, they'll play for the gold. The Canada's been favored, odds on, the entire way. So we'll talk to him about that as well as he joins us right here on a Thursday edition of Into the Night.
Live streaming from the XL Digital Studios. Brightened by Harbor Dental Care, Jacksonville's first choice for dental emergencies.
DivorceMenOnly.com. This is Kenny Lay of Kenny Lay & Associates. Our firm specializes in representing men in family law. That's all we do. That's our only focus. We can help with all of your family law needs, such as divorce, custody, alimony, and child support. For over a decade, we have helped thousands of men with these types of issues. We even have an appellate division ready to challenge a judge's ruling. If you need a family law attorney, go to DivorceMenOnly.com. DivorceMenOnly.com. Offices, Jacksonville.
Welcome to Key Buick GMC, proudly family-owned and operated since 1943. Come see why they're North Florida's new and pre-owned truck center, conveniently located on Southside and JTB, just minutes from the St. John's Town Center. At Key Buick GMC, every new vehicle comes with our lifetime powertrain warranty. Key Buick GMC, we are professional grade. Online at KeyBuickGMC.com. Lifetime powertrain warranty covers engine, transmission, drivetrain only. Exclusions apply. See dealer for details.
Do you love cold weather? Tobacco Cove doesn't either, and we are heating things up with a fantastic event featuring Perdomo cigars. Escape the chill on Saturday, February 21st from 1 to 4 p.m. and enjoy a Nicaraguan cigar celebration. Food, drinks, and specials on cigars. Experience Perdomo quality and value for yourself. Tobacco Cove at 3849 Bay Meadows Road. More than a cigar store, it's an experience.
Hey, Jacksonville, David Garrard here. If you want a street-legal golf cart that's built with quality and style, check out Dynamic Drives and Designs in Jacks Beach. They have new, used, and fully customized carts from the top brands like Atlas, Dodge, and Pilot Car. Every cart gets a complete expert inspection, so you know it's ready to hit the road. Their team can help you design the perfect custom cart that fits your style and needs. For your custom golf cart, visit dynamicdrivesdesign.com today and see your perfect ride.
This is Victor Patel, CEO of North Florida Medical Center. Have you been in an auto accident? Are you feeling pain or stiffness? Our board-certified team has over 15 years' experience helping patients recover through chiropractic care, physical therapy, pain management, primary care, and neurology. Even minor injuries can cause long-term problems if left untreated. Schedule your free consultation today at nfmcjacks.com. North Florida Medical Center, bringing the care back to healthcare.
Valentine's Day is sweet, but let's be honest, your septic tank wants attention too. Because when it gets ignored, it doesn't sulk, it causes problems, big ones. That's why Duck Rooter, the only master septic contractor in Northeast Florida, is rolling out the Show Your Septic Some Love promotion. Right now, get $50 off septic tank pumping when you book by February 28th. Give your septic a little love now so it doesn't make a big scene later. When you start, call the Duck, 904-862-6769, duckrooter.com.
Bro, have you heard about the hottest and newest sports league in town?
Vanguard Sports League isn't just VIP, it's the standard. Smoke-filled tunnel intros, cool benches with canopies, big scoreboards, championship rings, and convenient locations all across Jacksonville. Oh, and mascot potties there hyping everyone up every game. No wonder it's the talk of the town. Spring and summer registration now open.
Search VanguardSportsLeague.com today.
Hicken here. Experience crystal clear vision with the Eye Associates, formerly Ballou Associates, Schneider Eye and Wellness Center, and Janet Betchkel, MD, Jacksonville's leader in advanced eye care. From routine eye exams to specialized vision care, their experienced team dedicated to improving and preserving your vision. The same care you've come to trust, now with a new name. To schedule your appointment today, call the Eye Associates, formerly Ballou Associates, Schneider Eye and Wellness Center, and Janet A. Betchkel, MD, at 296-0098.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. When it's game time, Farah doesn't flinch. Now, the Monahan's golden moment. Monahan Jewelers in Atlantic Beach, your local family jewelers.
Congratulations to the women's hockey team. They win the gold. And they had only allowed one goal throughout the entire Olympics. They allowed a shorthanded goal by Canada. In the second period, they were able to tie it up with a couple of minutes left, and then a great move by Megan Keller. Not necessarily the goal. That was fairly normal, but to get through the defenseman the way that she did and score was simply spectacular. So the gold medal for the women, we're going to bring in Rafael Esparza here in just 1 second, talk about tomorrow's game against Slovakia and hopefully an opportunity for the men to win the gold as well. But I got to bring this up. 7499 says, yeah, I'm with you, Ballou. There's actually more traffic at a latrine at a Jaguars game than there is here in town. And how did I forget Nocatee? The Rotary there, right? If you go halfway, it'll take you to Michler's, go to the beach. If you go 3/4 of the way, you bang backdoor through the plantation as well as getting to TPC Sawgrass. So
I forgot about that one.
Yeah. And the other one, JU, that's right next to my buddy, Dr. Shinatri, and his great practice as a chiropractor. All right. We got that to do, and we have this to do. Our good friend, Mr. Rafael Esparza. Now, you're in Vegas, you're in New Orleans. Do you have the Waymos yet?
No, but I've been a lot in Phoenix lately because that's where my parents live, and I've been taking care of them when I can. And there's Waymos everywhere.
Oh, I know.
There.
Yeah. I just got back. I spent last week in Arizona, and I was totally thrown off guard when my girlfriend's like, you see that? That's a Waymo. There's no one drives. I was like, yeah, whatever. You got to be kidding me. But it's pretty scary to think about where we're headed.
New Orleans is getting up soon, and I do believe Vegas as well.
Yeah, wouldn't be shocked about that. All right, well, how have things gone just overall with the Olympics? I would have to imagine that handicapping the Olympics is probably an interesting way to go about it on how to gather information. And also, Raphael, most would bet on the United States. So how have the books gone?
Yeah, I tell people, especially I'll use hockey as a sample. If you're looking to bet Canada, then maybe shop your numbers and look for a global sports book, because here in the States, you could probably get a 50-cent line difference because everyone here is betting USA. So if you're betting Canada, some books had Canada women plus 2.5. So you would have cashed that one today because they lost by 1. But definitely shop your lines. So far, Olympic betting has been well. The U.S. figure skating was a big plus for the books because Quad God did not win the gold medal for men's figure skating. He was a huge favorite. USA getting some medals in curling, which is usually not the case. But let's face it, it's all about tomorrow's 4 games in men's hockey and the 2 champion games.
Yeah, and here in Duval, I've really noticed an uptick when it comes to hockey, and everything sets up for tomorrow against Slovakia. I saw an enormous line for the United States here. Heavily favored, 3 goals in some circles.
Yeah, they're -3 or -3.5. The money line's -$8. And I'm not being anti-Canada, anti-America, but I have a feeling one of those 2 teams do not make it to the championship game.
Ooh, okay, the odds-on favorite to win the gold has been Canada. Despite what you just said, if it is the United States against Canada, what do you think that line is going to be for the gold medal?
Well, we have to see if Crosby's playing. I mean, he says he's going to do everything and anything he can do. I don't think he plays tomorrow against Finland, but if he's playing, if Canada and USA are on the ice, I can guarantee you Crosby and that number C is going to be there. I would make Canada a very, 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 very small favorite, but they won't be the favorite for long here in the States. Everybody will bet USA. The USA will close as the favorite.
If we were talking baseball, basketball, or football, there'd be a big question. When it comes to hockey, there's no doubt that Sidney Crosby's going to play.
Oh yeah, that's like telling Michael Jordan he was not going to play that flu game.
When Ahmad Rashad was interviewing him as he was tossing his cookies at the toilet, oh my God, Michael Jordan's coming out. He's going to play one of the best games of his career, but he was dead. He was as sick as a dog.
Maybe if Canada was a Kansas Jayhawk, they would tap themselves out and not play the game.
Hey, speaking of which, Texas Tech lost the big, and it's really changed the line overall as far as odds to win the college basketball national championship. On the flip side, the Gators have really been playing some good basketball as of late. How much does that move forward for Florida in their opportunity to defend it?
Isn't it kind of funny how you just mentioned that? Because I just put odds out on what conference is going to cut down the nets. And Big 12 was at plus 130. I thought Texas Tech losing their big guy yesterday, I had to move it to plus 140. Big 10 plus 170. SEC is anywhere between 6 to 7 to 1. And we've been getting a lot of action on them today. I need to figure out what their number is going to be sometime tonight.
Hey, former number 1 Arizona was undefeated. I went there for vacation. They lost both games.
But they had a big game yesterday, big win yesterday.
Yeah, they did.
BYU.
All right, hey, let's wrap it up with this. We'll talk about it more as we get closer. But, what do you make of the squared circle where you have all this attention? The return around of Rousey, Tyson, and Mayweather. I know it's a gimmick, but there's a lot of people out there who will be interested in this.
I would say Ronda and Gina is not a gimmick. The geriatric fight between Tyson and Floyd Mayweather, that is a gimmick. But boy, Netflix really I can guarantee you the Gina fight and Rousey fight is going to have really good undercards. And if I'm Dana White, I'm calling anybody, John Jones, McGregor, because he needs one of them now in the UFC White House. Because if not, I think it's going to be a flop.
What do you think they're going to be able to command? If you were to say to Conor, who hasn't won, in fought, what, 3 years, 4 years? What's it going to cost to get him?
I would, if I'm Dana White and UFC, which UFC and WWE was the same company, getting just pumbumbled by negativity, I would just tell Conor, hey, here's a checkbook, you write your number.
I know I told you this before as we let you go, but I think I was in Seattle or maybe Phoenix 8-9 years ago to Super Bowl, and there were about 100 people surrounding Conor McGregor, and I was alone with Devontae Wilder.
Nice.
People just didn't seem to care about heavyweight boxers. Hey, tell us about the latest your show. What's going on?
Show's still going on Monday through Friday, and you can now finally see all my crazy odds. You can check out all my odds. It's brand new at BTT Studio Substack. I just posted new college basketball, March Madness prop bets. So I finally have a platform to put some crazy stuff. I got Toy Story 5 prop bets coming out tonight, next week.
My feelings are hurt that I wasn't tipped off by you on this. I got to be honest.
I almost sent an email up, but I've been so behind on. I had Super Bowl, and then I'm in New Orleans right now because I just finished Mardi Gras, so I'm really behind on text messages and emails.
All right. Hey, Raphael, always a lot of fun. Thank you.
Take it easy. Have a great weekend.
There you go. All my odds. I like it. I'll check that out right now. His old website, you can bet on that, was spectacular, some of the stuff he put on, but it got taken down, so hopefully that won't be the deal here as well with allmyodds.com. All right, much more to do with you tonight till 8 o'clock.
You can find 1010XL on any social media platform: Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube. At 1010XL.
Hey, Jacksonville DDH. Dreamfinders Danny Hicken here with the scoop from Dreamfinders Homes, your national builder of the year. We've got first-year interest rates as low as 2.99% and homes in 20-plus communities throughout Northeast Florida. If you're house hunting, make sure your first pick Dreamfinders Homes, the proud official home builder of the PGA Tour, the Florida Gators, and your Jacksonville Jaguars. Visit dfhsalesevent.com today and tell them Dreamfinders Danny sent you.
Insurance companies have teams of lawyers working to protect their bottom line. I'm Chris Campione of Campione Law, and you deserve someone just as focused on protecting your bottom line. We go head-to-head with insurance companies every day, and they know our name. Giving you peace of mind and delivering results is our job. With no fees unless we win, there's no risk to get the help you need. Visit CampioneLaw.com. Offices, Jacksonville and St. Augustine.
Count on Campione, Campione Law.
Free oil change alert. Mike Dempsey here for Duval Ford Mobile Service. They're treating 8 listeners February 25th at the 1010 Studios during Jaguars Today. For your chance to win a free oil change, text OIL to 641-1010.
Do you have clicking, popping, swelling, or pain in your knee or shoulder? This can be due to arthritic changes in your joints. Over time, you have wear and tear of your cartilage. I am Dr. George Bari, and here at Bari Orthopedics, we have numerous ways to treat your arthritis, such as regenerative medicine, including PRP and joint replacements with CT guidance for accuracy down to the millimeter. If you are experiencing any of these symptoms, call us for an appointment today, or log on to BariOrthopedics.com.
Find out more at BariOrthopedics.com. That's BAHRI Orthopedics.com.
We're certainly facing interesting economic times. For me, it's comforting to know my money's in good hands with ITP Partners. Jacksonville guys taking care of my Jacksonville money. Experience? Yeah, that's Chris Bryan, Jeff Hartman, Reagan Wright, Dan Abel, Scott Regner, Janice Cobb, and Reed Wingate. They have the expertise and knowledge to take care of your money. For more info, go to ITPPartners.com. ITP Partners, they're my financial partners for life.
Non-compensated client testimonial may not be representative of all client experiences. No guarantee of future performance or success.
Help your loved one fall back in love with his or her home with a home improvement from the professionals at the Lifetime family.
That's right, Nick. Happy Valentine's Day to all the lovebirds out there. What says I love you more than adding additional space with a glass or screen enclosure that will enhance your home's livability, or brand new floors that dramatically improve the look and feel of your home?
That's right. New outdoor living space from Lifetime Enclosures and beautiful floors from Lifetime Flooring.
Come experience the Lifetime difference. Call or visit one of our showrooms today for our Valentine's Day specials throughout February.
Lifetime Enclosures.
Hello, this is Father Nicholas Lowe, and this month I want to talk to you about welcoming the winds of change in your life. But so often, when we see the winds of change coming our way, our immediate response is to fight it. Friends, when you see things in your life changing, when the winds of change are coming your way, don't fight it, but embrace it. Recognize that God is stirring you up so that you too can soar like an eagle.
For more inspiration, log on to stjohnthedivine.com.
Sports fans, ET here, and when I need to send a floral arrangement, there's only one thought, and that's Kuhn Flowers. A simple phone call or an online order. It's always easy with Kuhn. There's a reason Kuhn Flowers been doing it for over 75 years. Online at kuhnflowers.com.
Daly's Dash is not only your Jaguars game day stop, but a great place to grab a meal any day of the week. To honor the Jags and the fans, we've crafted the Duval Sub. The Duval comes with freshly sliced turkey, ham, melted cheddar, and habanero jack cheese, topped with crisp lettuce, fresh tomatoes, and a double portion of our secret sauce, all served on a fresh roll. Come by your local's Daly's Dash today to get your delicious Duval Sub. Daly's is the official convenience store sponsor of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Hi, I'm Mac with Baker Glass. If you've got fogged up windows, let me help. We'll replace them with clear, insulated units that brighten up your home. People say we're fast, friendly, and reliable. Just check out our Google reviews. Call me today. Baker Glass. No one treats you better.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Focused, fueled, fearless, Farah. Now, the 2-minute drill is driven by nobody but Nimnicht. Nimnicht Chevrolet on Cassett Avenue and Nimnicht Buick GMC on Phillips Highway.
All right, this is, as Yogi Berra once said, well, he said a lot of crazy things, including my favorite is no one goes there anymore. It's too crowded.
A yogiism?
Right, but deja vu all over again was a yogiism, and didn't it feel like it did a day ago with an overtime victory? This time it's for the gold with the women.
Yeah, it was awesome, man. I was fired up. Look, I have no idea any of the players that were out there. I don't know if anybody did, but it's all about the USA versus Canada and the United States on that uniform. And when they won, I was jumping up and down in the living room and having a grand old time at about 5 o'clock this afternoon.
Yeah, 3-on-3 for a 20-minute overtime period. And tell you what, they grinded it out, got that goal late in the third. Canada scored shorthanded with a fourth liner to make it a 1-0 game. So, I mean, that's the type of stuff that happens in enormous games in every sport. It's a total team effort, and that's what Canada had going for them. You realize the United States only had given up one goal the entire Olympics?
I hadn't until I saw that today, which is pretty wild. And in watching that game, particularly third period and obviously overtime, I just thought, man, can you imagine what it would be like on Sunday if it's the United States men and the Canadian men going at it for the gold medal? Again, the United States men haven't won a gold since the Miracle on Ice, and we are one win away from both. The Canada win tomorrow, a United States win tomorrow, and that is the gold medal game on Sunday to close out what I think, Rick, has been a really, really fun Winter Olympics.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. Rafael Esparza just said he thinks one of the two are going to get upset tomorrow, whether it be Canada, Sidney Crosby, I think will play, or the United States, who here in the States, a 3.5 goal favorite against Slovakia.
Now, you're obviously much more of a hockey guy than I am. This has completely disrupted the NHL. Do you like the fact that the NHL has been put on pause so we can experience this in the Olympics with these players?
Honestly, no. But I become such a fan.
Yeah.
You know, you can't have your cake and eat it too, but I'm one of those guys that really, much like yourself, and you take it with some other sports or some other places like tennis and soccer and a few other things that I don't. But for me, hockey is such a grind, including the 2-month playoffs, that no, typically I remember seeing, I was like, but like yourself, the Olympics just kind of snuck up on me and really gathered my attention.
I've watched it every day.
Yeah, now I'm glad.
Yeah.
But if you had asked me this 3 weeks ago, I would have said hell no.
Now, what is the NHL's plan? When will they start back up?
They're going to start on, I think, the 27th.
Okay. So, yeah.
26th, 27th. I know it's almost like Major League Baseball day 2. If you know that, you have opening day, then a lot of teams don't play day 2. I was looking at Boston. There's like a full slate of games, but Boston is not playing on their first night back. I think they wait until day 2. But I want to say it's about a week or so from tonight when we will get the return of the NHL. What do you have coming up?
Yeah, I got Gordon McGinnis of PFF, Pro Football Focus. He put out a 3-round mock draft earlier this week. We will talk about that, and we'll also do a little bracketology with a guy I think you know, Bill Bender of the Sporting News, is going to join us to talk a little Gator hoops and bracketology towards the top of the 9 o'clock hour.
Bill Bender, his dad, I think his dad called Villanova over Georgetown.
Oh, is that right?
I think it was him when when Villanova shot like 84% from the field.
Yeah.
With Stuart Granger and Dwayne McClain and that great cast. All right, man, have a lot of fun.
Thanks, Rick.
That's going to do it. That's it for us tonight. Appreciate all your comments. And then we get off sports for a few minutes tonight. But, hey, it's going to happen every once in a while. It's not like I'll do that to you during Jacksonville-Houston week. But we'll throw it out there tonight. And a lot of contributions, a lot of good stuff. I think we accomplished something. What that is, I'm not sure. Maybe I'll know in 22 hours when I do return. Thank you to Rafael Esparza. Thank you to Rick Shoemaker, JJ, as well as Aaron Williams. Hackers coming up next. My name's Rick Ballou. We'll talk tomorrow at 6 right here on your home of the Jacksonville Jaguars.